All right, I gotta turn the fan off so you can hear me, but it is nice and hot today. It is Andrew from 510 Books. Yeah, it's Thursday, August 14th, 2025. It's Thursday, guys. Wow, the week has really flown. Monday was busy, Tuesday was a little slow, yesterday was even slower, today is just as slow as yesterday. So in the store, it's been slow. On eBay, it's been slow, but it happens. It happens. It enabled me today to finish up with the Blu-rays. I got some more stuff in today that I had to go through. Some video games, some DVDs, and yeah. So tomorrow I'm gonna put together not the next week, which is gonna be what is that gonna be, the 18th, Monday, but the week after that I'm gonna put together all the inventory, photograph and video, and take videos of it. Excuse me. For my newsletter, for my social media. You must be tired of hearing me talk about it, but I love to get ahead and it's piling up here. So I'm excited too that I've gotten some video games and some 4K, lots of Blu-rays, some Steelbook stuff, lots of quality CDs. That's great. And lots of DVDs as well. And I always have books. Records, I have backstock. It's kind of dwindling. But I did finish all of the Blu-rays. I've now got over 2 boxes, bankers boxes full of them. There are I counted them, like around 270 Blu-rays. Most of them are movies. There are a couple, maybe like 5 or 6 TV shows. It's going to cover me for just those alone, putting out 20 new Blu-rays a week, which I feel is a lot. And I'm going to have to make some more space for the Blu-rays as well. I sound like I'm obsessed with Blu-rays, but people do buy them. Some people only buy Blu-rays or 4K. They don't even buy DVDs. Some people buy both. Some people only buy DVDs, but I think it's nice to have a good selection, and Blu-ray is considered a little better quality than DVD, that kind of thing. So I've got about 2.5 months worth of backstock now for Blu-rays, which is awesome. And there's some really good titles in there. I mean, obviously a lot of stuff I don't have already. So I've already got, I don't know, probably over 500 plus Blu-ray titles now in the store. And I'll keep adding to it, which is exciting. And putting out good or new DVDs. It's important to just keep the flow of new inventory, basically. I'm still not used to filming my face, I gotta say. But yeah, so today was slow. Also, I started going through some books. So if you remember weeks ago, I still have some. So when I moved into the other unit down the way, that is for my online stuff, my eBay and Amazon stuff, for storage for it, I had another like 10 crate/boxes of books that were in the back of my second bookstore that I hadn't gone through. So I pulled out one of those crates. They've been sitting there. It's not a death pile, but it's definitely something I haven't dealt with. That's been sitting for too long, even though I got Blu-rays and I got CDs. I've got 12 more boxes of CDs, but I think that I should tackle those books. I already listed, well, it's not live yet, but set up a listing, saved a draft of a listing for Will Durant's The Story of Civilization, which is 11 volumes, which I had there, the complete set. That usually goes for around $100 to $150, depending on the condition. If you have the dust jacket, that kind of stuff. I don't have the dust jacket, but it still goes for around $100. Anyway, and then I pulled out some books. So there's some art books in here that I'm going to list on eBay, and we'll see what else is in there. I could spend tomorrow. I mean, aside from listing or preparing new inventory for the next week, I'll spend time going through those books because I just need to clear them out. I'll make a pile of some that I can send off to the other bookstore, which, as you know, I haven't gone into detail about, but is being run by somebody else. And so far, it's going well. and they are taking care, or they're the ones running it. And eventually, fingers crossed, we'll take it over completely, 100%. So anyway, but I won't go into that right now, but I continue to feed them new inventory. So I got a bunch of Blu-rays to give them that were duplicates for me, which is great because at least they can attempt to sell them or get them out of here. And then books as well. So only, stuff that I think might do well down there. So I will continue to make a pile of books that are going to go down there, but there's a lot of books that just nobody wants. There's so many art books. It's crazy. But a lot of art books, can be worth a lot of money if it's a particular artist that is sought after. That's the thing about art is it can be very old, even books about it. But if the artist is popular for whatever reason or has stayed consistently popular and that particular title, there weren't that many made, then, it can be worth something. So as an example, this is one here. I don't know. This guy might be German, Max Band. But he did a bunch of drawings back in the 30s and 40s. And he signed this. Whoops. Jeez. The Art of Max Band by Arthur Miller from 1945. And he signed this in 1945, September of 1945. Right there. Max Band. So that's pretty cool. I can only find one copy of this book. And it's actually signed on Abe Books. And it's in Germany. So there's nothing on eBay though. We'll see. And then this is a guy here who made some famous art back in the 80s, I believe. Not signed by him, but Peter Clausen. And that's there was a gallery that had some of his artwork. So we'll see if that sells. Some of this stuff is just testing it out. There's some other stuff that I found. But yeah, I'm going to keep diving into those books. I hate when I do that, where I think that I've gotten through all my inventory and then I forget, oh, wait, there's those other 8 or 10 boxes, crates of books. I tend to do that. Now, thankfully, there's not a ton of that at all. It's just that, and then it's the CDs. But I've gotten really good about it. If you remember, I had too much stuff piled up around here of unsorted inventory. So now, of course, I've gone through everything except for those books. So I feel like I should go through those because they do take up space. Not a ton, but, they're there. There's probably some money in there. There's 3 to 4 boxes of vintage books from the same author. It's like Oppenheimer or something like that. Oppenheim. I think it's Oppenheimer. There's a ton of books in there, and I don't know if it's worth it even all together as a huge lot to sell it on eBay. I'm going to have to do research on that, but it's a ton of books from that one particular author, and these are books that are probably close to 100 years old now. I think they're probably from the 30s and 40s, maybe into the 50s. So, that's an example of some of the books that are there that I just have been putting off. But this is the last putting off that I'm going to do. So I will definitely go through those. I think if anything, this video should be about making sure that you do not procrastinate going through piles of stuff that can definitely accumulate. Also, I sold that loose DVD lot. I didn't put it in the video. I only had 2 sales, so didn't really feel motivated to include it in the video. But I had, these are CDs. Those are kids' DVDs. Those are Blu-rays. And then over here I have more. I've got a good amount of Blu-rays going. I've never done a loose Blu-ray lot, but I've got a decent amount now. I might want to do that. And then I've got TV shows. I'm just starting another loose DVD pile. And then I've got CDs. And then I've got kids. Let's see, I've got 1, 2 going. And then I've got some workout DVDs and then even some loose video game discs. But I did sell that. It was 400 loose DVDs, movies. I took an offer of $45 plus shipping. I felt like it was a good deal. I had just listed it, only been up a couple of days. So I'm really happy that I sold it fast. I didn't run an auction. I decided to buy it now, and I think I can get more money that way anyway. Just be a little patient about it, especially now that I have the room. I don't have to feel so packed in here. So anyway, that's something else that happened. But definitely go through your inventory. Don't have it pile up. If you got a bunch of inventory today, go through it today or tomorrow morning. List it. Go get more inventory. Don't keep piling up the inventory unless you are a person that likes to go sourcing, let's say 2 or 3 days to start the week off, and then you spend the rest of the 2 or 3 days left in the week to list all of them. I don't know. Maybe you have that type of system, but bottom line is don't let inventory pile up from week to week, because people laugh at it and say, oh yeah, I got to get to that, and then before you know it, not just a couple months, but a couple years pass, and that pile has grown to an immense, almost like impossible to tackle amount of inventory, and it'll do damage to you. So mentally, so do not let that stuff pile up. Promise me you won't. I've committed myself to not doing that, so I got to stick to that and get through those books, which I'm going to start, continue to tackle tomorrow. It feels really good because books take a little bit longer to go through. They're heavy, they take up space, and there's always more and more and more books. A lot of people have been calling me recently in my store asking if I buy books, so I usually tell them no, just because, and they ask me, well, I say no, you buy books. I usually just say no, but today I said, well, what do you have? And then I said, no, we don't buy that kind of stuff. And she's like, well, what do you buy? I said, well, we don't really buy anything right now. We just have a lot of books. So anyway, if someone's just going to donate it, or if they're going to come in and want trade, or if they just bring it right in and I take a look at it, but oftentimes it's not something that I can really buy. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.